passive-aggressive, condescending, inappropriate and stubborn.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 scandals Gordon Ramsay wishes you would forget.
Gordon Ramsay is the international chef with the acid tongue that's suddenly gone quiet in the face of another controversy.
For this list, we'll be looking at the biggest scandals and controversies that the Hell's Kitchen and Kitchen Nightmares chef has faced in his career. Who's the best TV chef of all time? Let us know down below. Number 10. Framing a former mentor. Ramsay got his head start in the chefing game by working under the legendary Marco Pierre White.
So now it's ready to be cut and then made into the raviolis.
Then he moved on to head the restaurant Aubergine on White's recommendation. After making it a resounding success, things began to go downhill with the owners, and Ramsay believed they planned to replace him with White.
He doesn't let anything go which doesn't meet the standard which is required.
When a negative review appeared in the papers for Aubergine, Ramsay believed that White was behind it. Then a man got off his scooter, entered the restaurant, grabbed the reservation book and ran. This book was basically the business before everything was computerized.
Ramsay launches a full-scale investigation. He's convinced the staff have tried to cover up.
Ramsay publicly blamed White for this, who denied it. But in 2007, Ramsay admitted he stole the book and framed his former mentor. Number 9. Sexism. Back in '99, The Guardian created a profile on the then up-and-coming chef. His comments about women are painful to read.
You're a smart girl, right? I saw you first thing this morning. Honestly, I got my 6 o'clock rise, straight up.
Asked about his reluctance to hire women, he opined that their periods meant they only work 3 weeks a month. He also complained that you can't shout at a woman who's pregnant. In 2001, the BBC released their piece about Ramsay, which described him as having an ego inflated to Pavlova-like proportions.
Sorry. Excuse me. Have you waxed?
You can't ask a lady that!
But most cringeworthy again were his comments about women. He said that female chefs lacked sex appeal due to the nature of their kitchen tasks, and that he would never marry one. Perhaps being sexy for you isn't their primary function, chef.
Is this necessary right now?
Necessary.
Number 8. Pre-prepared food. When you tune into an episode of Kitchen Nightmares or any other Ramsay reality show, you can guarantee he'll criticise any establishment that serves frozen food.
Fresh frozen?
Yes, chef.
There's no such thing. It's either fresh or it's frozen.
I understand.
Even in interviews, he stated that he would never eat a ready or frozen meal. Well, he definitely had an egg on his face when news broke in 2009 that several of his businesses were serving pre-prepared meals to customers, all from the same supplier.
Everything's frozen. Frozen and defrosted. This place is a mess.
The dishes then had their prices marked up massively to rake in that sweet profit. In some cases, as much as nearly 600% by some reports. A spokesperson speaking on Ramsay's behalf reportedly defended the practice by stating the pre-prepared dishes were freshly made.
Which in his mind convinces him it's fresh.
Oh.
Does that make it sound any better?
No.
Thank you.
Number 7. Gross indecency. In 2004, it was discovered that Ramsay had gotten himself in trouble with the police 11 years before in 1993.
Is this a joke?
He and 2 other men were arrested for gross indecency as they exited the toilet of the Green Park Underground station. A spokesperson for Ramsay confirmed the drunk trio had been cautioned but stressed that there was nothing more intimate going on. Instead, they were just horsing around.
Not good. Not good at all.
It's not the only time the cops have come calling for Ramsay. In 2002, he was pulled over for driving down a one-way road in London. Ramsay was charged after failing a breathalyzer test. However, the case was thrown out on a technicality as the arresting officers didn't offer the chef a blood test.
What are you worried for? We're in it now.
Yeah.
You might as well enjoy it.
No, I think we're more stuck in it than enjoying it.
Number 6. Lying to vegetarians. In an interview with The Mirror in 2007, Ramsay joked that if his kids announced they were vegetarians, he would sit them on his electric fence. Yet that's just a taste of the hostility he's shown to non-meat eaters.
Never gone 2 days of my life without eating meat.
Your system is essentially designed to handle vegetarian diet.
Right.
In 2003, Ramsay was asked in an interview what lie he recently told. He confessed he told a table of vegetarians that the artichoke soup they had was made with vegetable stock when actually it was chicken.
It's almost a bit of an insult to a vegetarian.
We even saw a similar incident on camera for an episode of the UK's Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares. At the restaurant La Lanterna, a vegetarian volunteered to sample the pizza. After eating it, Ramsay told him that it contained Parma ham, then mocked the volunteer's dismay.
Unfortunately, that's got lots of mozzarella and tomato, but underneath that, it's Parma ham.
Oh no, that was me.
No, I didn't know that.
Number 5. Spying. Oh boy.
How do I pull this off?
In 2010, Ramsay admitted that he hired private detectives to surveil his father-in-law and business partner, Chris Hutchison, whom he suspected of financial mismanagement. 2 years later, Ramsay was sued by his former accountant, Sarah Stewart. She said that Ramsay's detectives had taken intimate photos of her with Hutchison. Allegedly, Ramsay offered to share the photos with Hutchison's son Adam, and even sent one to Stewart herself. In 2017, Hutchison and his sons were charged for hacking into the chef's computer to obtain financial records and private information.
My God, how old is this thing?
Hutchison was sentenced to 6 months in jail. It all probably made family gatherings a bit awkward. Number 4. Parts unknown and uncharted. Beloved chef Anthony Bourdain was a great force on and off the screen. A particular highlight was the travel and cooking show, Anthony Bourdain Parts Unknown.
With soft and slightly caramelized flesh. Wow.
So, after his tragic passing in 2018, the world was pretty confused by the actions of National Geographic and Ramsay just 1 year later. They announced a similarly named show called Gordon Ramsay Uncharted.
Having been immersed in Captain Ron's flavour, whatever that is, it's time to taste the fruits of our labour.
And it was soon apparent from the show's description that it was very similar to Bourdain's series. Fans who found this distasteful were worried that while Bourdain tended to celebrate different cultures and food, Ramsay can be a lot blunter and more aggressive in how he describes dishes.
It's so tender. That is incredible.
Number 3. Racist insult. When celebrity chef Marcus Samuelsson released his memoir in 2012, one incident painted Ramsay in an incredibly bad light.
Of course, we were the only sort of black family, not just on the block, not just in the village, actually in the city.
Samuelsson claimed that after arriving as a guest chef at London's Lanesborough Hotel in 2000, Ramsay called him, but not to celebrate the moment.
It's not going to happen that way. You just got to create your own opportunity.
Instead, he was angry that Samuelsson hadn't mentioned his name when asked which chefs he admired. The British chef allegedly screamed threats and insults, one of which was racially charged. Ramsay has denied the allegations, while Samuelsson has stuck to his story.
Life throws you so many different curveballs that all you wish and hope for is that you're prepared for it.
Number 2. Professional mistress. Ramsay had developed a reputation as a devoted family man for years, but that all came crashing down with allegations about his extracurricular activities.
The media keeps referring to me as Gordon Ramsay's mistress, but he never paid any of my bills.
In 2008, the now defunct newspaper, The News of the World, published on their front page the tale that Ramsay had been having an affair with Sarah Simons, a professional mistress for 7 years.
Ramsay's all over the papers, facing claims he's had a 7-year affair.
According to Simons, she and Ramsay would meet at a London hotel and other places. The chef, who has been married since 1996, denies the allegations. Simons went further with her account by claiming Ramsay was also having affairs with 2 other women.
Kind of fell into it, which is no excuse, but it's the truth.
Before we unveil our top pick, here is a dishonourable mention. Injuring a contestant. A scuffle on set left a contestant with an injured ankle, leading to a $124,000 settlement.
What did he say?
You don't like me. I don't know what to tell you. You're an asshole.
That's not cool, Jeff.
Unbelievable.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Misogyny. Controversy followed Ramsay to Australia, thanks to remarks about journalist Tracy Grimshaw.
I'm deeply mortified that it's been blown out of context. So things have been over-exaggerated.
In front of thousands of people at the Melbourne Good Food and Wine Show in 2009, Ramsey put up an image of a nude woman on her hands and knees with the face of a pig. He said it was Grimshaw, who had interviewed him the night before.
You should have seen the lady that sat next to me. Where was she? That was the close-up I took yesterday of Tracy Grimshaw.
He also said she was a lesbian and needed Botox. In response, Australian Prime Minister Kevin Rudd described Ramsey as a new form of lowlife. A year later, Ramsey shared the talk show stage with Sofia Vergara on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, where he waded into some uncomfortable and cringy innuendo. The interview came back to haunt him, resurfacing in 2019.
You seem like you're enjoying that. You had a whole wedge in your mouth at any one time?
Yes, I have.
You haven't heard of a knife and fork? No?
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.